What's up? We got a number of people in Texas. We got the one, the only, the first person in the chat. Ham Radio 2. It's true, he is. He's always first. Thank you. I made it. What up to my burros in Brazil? What's up? Appreciate you watching. 2 streams every Saturday, man. But don't cross the streams, all right?
Let's play a game. Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call sign. Or beat it. Let's play a game. Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call sign. Or beat it. Let's play a game. Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call sign.
What up, everybody?
Let's play a game.
Oh, what up to Mad Shark? Just passed my technician test yesterday. Thanks for the study guides. You're welcome. Is this the 7:05 after party? Nah, this is the field day after party. So thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. I do want to remind everybody, as I kicked off the last one, shout out to hamtactical.com. Link in the video description. Hamtactical.com helps support the Ham Radio Crash Course, both in video form and podcast form. But no, we want to talk about, at least I'm going to kick this off real fast, and then we're going to go take your questions live. So you got plenty of time to join the Discord. The Discord is in the video description. Take the link. Join it. Scroll down to hashtag live-stream. That's the text chat. You can text over there instead of YouTube, Facebook, or what is it? Are we on Twitch? And then also hashtag live-stream /after chat. That's the voice chat. So make sure you got speakers and mic set up, and make sure you bind a PTT button. We pretend it's like a repeater in there, right? That's what we do. All right, so Field Day is coming up. It's always the 4th weekend in June. This month, it falls on the 28th and the 29th. It is a 24-hour radio event of operation. We generally show up at Friday night, set everything up, camp out the whole weekend, eat a lot of good food, operate a lot of radio, have a lot of fun. The goal is to operate in the field, hence Field Day. But you can operate from your home as well. You can operate from an emergency operations center or an EOC as well. There's all kinds of different variations for it. The reason why I'm mentioning this up front is this is one of the biggest days of operating radio that anyone can go to and go check out what it is to be an amateur radio operator. A lot of times you watch people like Mike, KNMRD, myself, when we go out in the field to do Parks on the Air. Well, that's just like a uno mas person of doing radio, but you can go to Field Day and you can see a whole group of people operating with all kinds of really cool antennas, and that could be your day every day. You just might do it from home, or you might do it from your vehicle or whatever. ARRL Field Day is a great opportunity, if you know nothing about radio, to come out and see what it's all about. And ARRL makes it pretty easy. If you see that link right there, all the way to the right, it says Field Day Locator. And I'm just going to show you where I'm operating from this year. And if you can come out, you're welcome to. All right, so all these red dots, let's just back this up. Let's back that thing up so you can see this, okay? These are all people. You going to refresh, or do I have to zoom in? How far do I have to zoom in before? Oh, really? You can't give me the whole thing? Do I have to just walk the country like this? Well, Colorado's going to have a lot, yeah. So those are all locations where someone's going to be operating Field Day, whether it's a club, an individual, a small group of people, doesn't matter. So let's just slide over to California because we know that's some of the best locations for Field Day. There we go. So if we scroll in, enhance, right here, maybe. There it is. W6TRW, I'll be operating from Mount Pinos, specifically, dive in here, the Cerro Noroeste campsite. So if you are in that area, we will be there running the whole weekend. So it starts in the morning, and we run through all night into Sunday, making as many radio contacts as we can. And we're actually going to be running a 5 alpha station, which means actually it's a 5 alpha beta station because we're running off of battery, exclusively emergency power the entire weekend. That means specifically that we will have 5 stations on the air at any one time. So we are super excited to get all set up for that. It's happening next week, so we'll be camping out. So yeah, if you want to come out and check it out, hang out for a bit, that'd be cool. But if you are still, looking around your area like, hey, what's going on? Let me go south a little bit. Oh, I was literally just the website is getting itself involved in the zooming. There we go. Jesus. Oh, I see. When it is loading, you cannot be trying to do the zoom actions. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's get... Okay, God, Lord. I'm fighting the website now, guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. There we go. Wow. All right. I'm going to mention this quickly just because it's kind of cool. Let's go back and pull up the rules. So we'll click on the rules and resources link. And let's see. Where is my... I just want the PDF, guys. Why are we doing this? Can you just give me the PDF? Where's the PDF? There we go. That's what we're looking for. Maybe? No. There it is. I want the PDF version. All right. Excellent. Oh, I forgot to do something, too. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do something in the last video because we got so distracted. I'll do it before we go live to the air. But anyway, the categories that you can run are kind of cool, right? So I'm telling you to go to one of these locations, right? Because I think that's really fun. But you may not want to do that, and that's totally fine. Maybe you just want to operate from home. Maybe you just want to dive straight in. It's what I did. So if you're a club, you're a class alpha. Classifications and categories are important. Our club is going to be running as a Class A battery, which means we are running QRP. We won this, I think, the last 2 years. 5 alpha QRP, we won on battery specifically. We have a killer station, and we've actually got a ringer this year. We think we're gonna smoke everybody with it. Anyway, you can run Class B if you are a 1 or 2 person portable group. You can run a Class B battery, which means you're all on emergency power. And what this is doing is it's keeping those groups of people in their own category, so you can have like winners, people ranked in their own specific categories. Class C is mobile. Class D is a home station, so that could be you. For many years, I ran home station emergency power. So I ran my entire station off of emergency power as a Class D. And that's how I operated Field Day. And I did it live. I've done multiple videos on that. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so, Steven, I'm with you. I'm not really a contester either, but Field Day is a little bit different. It's more about how you set up, like, the emergency off-grid aspect of it, and the camping is, I think, way more important in Field Day than it is for any other contest. So I hear what you're saying, but also consider what you just said. The off-grid part of it's really important, too. And then you can run it in EOC. And there are a couple of other things. There's a ton of other rules and bonus points. I won't bore you with that. I will drop the PDF in the chat so you guys can check it out. But highly recommended. Would Field Day again. Now, I did forget something on my slides. So I went through all this, and I was talking about the radios. But then I forgot to mention... It's time. We're going to do another antenna recommendations from Josh video. So if you email me at josh@hamtactical.com, why don't you just go ahead and pause on this if you're watching this after the live. Subject, make sure the antenna, it has to be subject, antenna recommendations from Josh. Okay? And in the body of the email, I want you to put your operating goals, like what you want to do with this antenna. What is this antenna going to do for you? The band you want to operate on, your budget. I put it second, but it's almost more important than that. What your space limitations are. So this is like a text representation. You're kind of paint me a picture with your words. But to go along with that limitations and kind of what you're looking for, overhead satellite image, kind of like the one you're seeing to the right. And that individual took a lot of time to annotate that, and that's going to be really helpful for me to answer their questions. So they're going to be one of the first ones that I respond to when we do this again, because I got a pile of them, but I want yours too. So if you're curious on what antenna you should set up at your home, make sure to email me, josh@hamtactical.com. Subject, antenna recommendations from Josh. This will be after field day when we do this, so you've got some time, but do consider doing that sooner rather than later. Okay? Very good. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. All right. Let's say hi to the Discord. They've been waiting patiently. Hopefully we got everything set up over there. Checking the DMs. We gotta get to the bottom of this secondary HF antenna. Oh, lots of X flares. No wonder I was getting all the screwy business, because there was all kinds of X flares. Thank you, everybody who DMs me during the live stream. I don't check them because obviously I'm trying to do a show. But here we go. Let's dive into the
off in the settings. You have to turn
Hello,
that off.
Josh.
So it's probably
Hello.
not charging the battery. Hello, Josh.
Hey, did we get to the bottom of that
out, yeah.
HF antenna thing, or are you talking about something else there, Mike?
We're talking something else right now.
We're talking about my broken 705, but
I don't think it's broken.
ICOM does, by the way, but I'm not going to pay to send it to them. What they want is the batteries. They claim that it's a broken battery.
Send me one of your batteries, Don.
I don't even know if I can find them since I moved, Mike, really, honestly. It's been a long time since I've looked at them. I was in Richardson at the time.
Okay. So, do we want to recap that, or do we just want to move on to the after chat?
Well, let's
just
go to
move
field
on.
day.
Okay.
Let's go to field day.
Let's go to field day. Well, let's take some questions for the newcomers first, because there's not a lot of people in here, and there may be a couple of people that snuck in, and so we'll take them first, and then everybody think about what your favorite little bits of field day are, maybe your favorite story from field day, maybe something that you think is vitally important that you don't want people to miss out on. So think about that. But I'm taking comments from the Discord now, so everybody, links in the video description. If you are in the Discord, right? If this is your first time being on the Discord after chat, you're hearing my voice right now, and you got your mic and keyboard set up, we'd love it if you came forward and said hi, introduce yourself. And if you have a question, we give priority to newcomers first. So is there anybody that meets that level of qualification? You're here for the first time, like to say hi and or ask a question, come forward now. State your name, username, call sign, whatever you want. Who wants to break the ice? Otherwise, let's talk about field day. I see a number of people I think that are new.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll come back to you. Don't worry. Let you guys warm up. All right. Well, then, speaking of field day, how do we want to kick this off? So, field day, great time had by everybody. What is a tip, recommendation, or favorite story that somebody has in the Discord they'd like to share?
I'll start it off.
All right, go for it, Grayman.
If you've never been, this is the best place to learn. So go early, help out, and volunteer for just about everything. You will get a good education.
That's a good point. If you're new to the club, for sure. But if you've never been to any of these events, they oftentimes will have a little welcoming table that will have flyers, other things on it. And they'll have something called a Get on the Air station. And you can, with the Get on the Air station, actually make contacts live. So you can actually use the radio, even if you don't have a license, because there's somebody there to help you go through it. And your contacts actually count for a lot of points. I believe if there's 10 contacts that are made by somebody on a Get on the Air station, if the club is offering it, it's like 100 points. So that's a big deal. Who's next? Who wants to add their thoughts?
Comment.
Go ahead, James.
Take it as serious as you want, but don't take it seriously. If that makes any sense at all.
It does. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The guy
you're there really to learn and.
No, go ahead. You're good. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm basically done. You're there to learn and pick up new things that other operators do. But if you take it too serious, you're not going to learn.
Yeah. So the guy who's leading it, I don't know if he's going to be in the chat. I hope he does. I'll send him a message. he says that, one of the big things the ARRL says is field day is not a contest. It shouldn't be a competition. And he says that's true. It's not a contest, but he still wants to win it. Because if you rank people from one the best to the rest down, then somebody's keeping score, and he wants to win. So that's a fantastic way of looking at it. I'll send Mark a message, see if he's around. Who wants to go next? Anybody that want to add their thoughts? That's it for field day. Are we?
You stole my thunder.
What was that, Mike? What was the?
I was going to say, don't if you're new. Never mind if you're new to the club or not in the club. If you're at a field day, like I would hope that any open field day, everyone's going to be very welcoming to everyone coming in. And that get on the air station. Like if you're new to ham radio or you've never worked a pile up, find that get on the air station. There's going to be, at least one person, usually a few people that'll sit there and help kind of coach you through it and what the call sign is, what the exchange is, all that stuff. And you will have a blast. So don't be afraid to get on the air. That's the whole point. You can't screw anything up. Like, don't worry, you get a call sign wrong. Who cares? It's just a ham radio contact. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But you're going to have fun. And chances are, a lot of times on those get on the air stations, they have some really nice radios too. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really great point. And that leads right into Apex Theory's question. I just joined a club on Tuesday and plan on going to field day with the club. Should I bring my own radio setup or just enjoy the experience and help out? So you should reach out to whomever is coordinating it. If there's an email or a chat room that you guys run, you should probably use that to ask, do you guys need anything? Should I bring a radio, antennas, etc., and see if they need anything? They might, and you might be able to help them out. You might even become a band captain for a particular band, which is a lot of fun. No pressure. It really doesn't have to be pressure. It just is cool experience. And they could put you on a band like 6 meters where there's like not a lot of activity. But it could explode on you. That's the thing. Field day has had 6 meters open up really wide for a couple of hours, and that was crazy. So that can happen. Anybody else?
So I will.
Yeah.
I will say this. Go to the clubs. Use the map that Josh showed at the beginning of his live stream here. But go to the clubs that are actually doing a long-term field day, not just there's a couple clubs here in California, I'm not going to name names, but there's a couple clubs here in California that they're only going to be out there from 9 to 3 on Saturday, and that's it. That's all they're doing. Yeah. Don't bother with those clubs. They're grumpy.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that, Frank. Maybe they're all.
One of them is one of the clubs that I left because of the grumpiness.
But that's your one example. So just don't say that for sure.
Yeah. And then to add on to that, Mike N2MAK dropped this on Twitter earlier. I dropped his meme in the live stream chat. Josh, you're gonna love it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's for field day, so it's field day related.
And I am a coordinator for field day this year for my club. Before that, in the old club, I was also a coordinator, but only for the FT8 station. Now I'm running the whole damn thing. But I would encourage anybody that's new, go out there and start off, if they'll let you. I mean, I don't see any reason they wouldn't. Logging for somebody. So you get a set of headphones, they have a set of headphones, and they're doing all the calling, and all you're doing is the logging. And we'll, at least in the clubs that I've been in before, we'll help you get started logging and everything. You sit there for a while doing some logging, and then it's your turn at the mic. And if you're comfortable and want to. So that's a good way to get started with it, is just listening and writing the stuff down or typing it into the computer, however they do it.
Yep, indeed.
I totally agree, Don. That was my first experience at a deal. Is I logged for a guy that was really experienced and showed me a lot of things.
Yeah. By the way, if you're like Josh and learning CW, log for the CW club station. I did that one year.
He'll kick me the hell out of there. That's I don't know that. I don't think he wants to both use his words and then also, log at the same time. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'll ask. I'll find
Yeah,
out.
we actually had a guy that, and 1 year, and he's now silent key, unfortunately. And I was the only one that would literally sit with him on the CW station and try to hear what was coming in, and he would sit there and work with me to understand what was being sent and all of that, and to listen and how to listen and all. It was a great experience.
Yeah. So
And
we got
Megan there. That's Megan's great question.
Yeah, so Fina Riot, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm studying for my technician license. Any advice for a complete noob going to field day? If you don't have your license yet and you're not part of the club, just kind of check things out. Like if they have a welcome table, talk to the people at the welcome table. If they have a get on the air station, go to that. Ask if you can make a contact. Ask how you can get it. The thing is, you can't really just like jump in if you're not a member of the club yet. But maybe they're willing to do that. I don't know. In our case, we've got more than enough people with more than enough support and stuff, so we don't really need a lot of extra people. But we do welcome people to come out and like get on the air with us, and we get points for that, so we appreciate that. And usually there's more than enough people hanging around to just answer questions and stuff. So I would take your questions there, and do tell them, yeah, I'm studying for my technician, so that'll be good for you.
My first field day, I literally crashed the club's field day.
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea who I was. I had no idea who they were, other than it was a club, South Lyon Area Amateur Radio Club. And they just welcomed me with open arms. And like I'm running around like an idiot filming everything. Like nobody knows me.
Oh wow.
It was awesome. Yeah. It's all on YouTube.
Oh, that's funny.
And and that's why I love that club so much. And that was the greatest experience. So yeah, just tell people you're new or you're been in ham radio for 20 years. Who cares? Just go there and make friends. Be positive. Be happy. If you're a new ham, if you're an unlicensed ham, you can still use that get on the air station if you want to get on the air without a license.
Yep.
You use their get on the air station and you can try it out for the first time. It's amazing.
One of the best get on the air station stories that we had was we were on San Clemente Island doing field day, and we had to get on the air station, which is an island that nobody can go to except for people that are a part of the military. And we had a bunch of Marines show up. We got the Marines on the air, man. We got all the bonus points from all the contacts that the Marines made. It was awesome, and they were good. Like these are all like they're already in comms, so they already had a handle on things. But that was really fun. We got to move them around until they were able to get all the things that they needed. It was really cool. It was really fun.
Hey, Josh, I've got a go-to station from 2 years ago.
Go ahead.
We had a 7 and a 5-year-old sitting on the radio talking, girl and her little brother talking to New Zealand from Oklahoma on 15 meters. It was amazing.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm not kidding. I mean, it's like your first contact that you were talking about from the guy at the camp out or something like that from a few years ago, and it's like how can you beat that contact ever?
That's really tough to beat too. That's really cool. Anybody have any more stories like that, or pro tips on field day, or recommendations? Go ahead.
My first field day was 31 years ago, and I've been in ham ever since. And that was my first event for amateur radio, and it was back before they had the go to station. I got there early, started helping out. They found out I wasn't licensed, so they put me with somebody on a radio. Apparently, after a couple hours, I was doing so well. The guy that was kind of Elmering me, he went to the radio next to me and started in on another band.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. What other recommendations?
I got one. Somebody was asking about what gear they should bring. I'd like to answer that, or take a stab at answering that, if it's all right.
Yeah, go for it. That's a good topic. I think a couple of people, myself included, would add their thoughts to that. So go for it.
I think that typically there's a coordinator, coordinating the whole event, but then also antennas and rigs and that sort of thing. But I would say if you have something that works, a rig or an antenna, go ahead and bring it. Worst case scenario, it sits in your car the whole time. Best case scenario, like what happened to us last year, I had a wire antenna that I just left. It's a dipole, and our verticals weren't doing as well as they thought we were. And anyway, long story short, we had spare antennas. We threw it up, and we started getting out better than the antennas that we had initially designed. So best case scenario, you get to use it. Worst case scenario, it just stays in your car. That's all. Back to you.
Yeah, so Abe, I will take it a step further. I agree that you usually have a band captain. They're responsible for the radio, antenna, etc., or it's a club, like a club antenna. So W6TRW has a club antenna and bandpass filters and the whole 9 yards there. So we don't need like extra radios. What's always helpful though is if people have good toolkits and stuff that they know work. So if you have an antenna analyzer, I always bring my power tools, my drills, my impact drivers, any of my test equipment for, antenna analyzers, multimeters, any of that stuff. All that is incredibly valuable because what happens inevitably is someone will have their kit and they will need one specific thing, and that one specific thing will not be in their kit and someone else will have it. And so if everybody brings the tools that they like and all that stuff, we generally get through very well and effective without like a big fuss. But it takes kind of a community sometimes because you never know what to expect people are going to bring, particularly when a band captain uses a different radio than you're using, or they have different computers or different loggers, all that stuff. Like all of that stuff you can help mitigate by just kind of being a jack of all trades with your gear. You don't even need to bring radios. Like I don't really bring radios. I just bring all my gear and my technical IT knowledge a lot of times to help out in those spaces because usually the guys have it. They have it all taken care of in the club.
Yeah, we're allowing basically when I was presenting last week or whenever it was at the club, I basically told the club that go ahead and bring your gear because I kind of, to me, and this is for me, I get that other clubs won't do this, but if you come out and you've got a radio and you want us to take a look at it and help you with it, we'll be willing to do that. I like doing things like that. So maybe that's just me, but I don't see a problem with it. Now, the stations that are being run and operated and all that kind of stuff, we're going to set those up. Those are going to be out there, but we can move the go-to station. There's a few other things we can do just to say, look at a radio where we may not put it on the air, but we definitely can help you with it.
Yeah. And let's see. Case of water is really important. So bring more water, always extra water because people don't drink enough. Food, if you have, like, if they're already catering and stuff like that, you should still probably bring some snacks or whatever, at least to take care of yourself in case there's not a meal on the table at the same time. Somebody mentioned something about impact driver. So the reason for the impact driver in the toolkit is not to fix cars or anything like that. It's that field day, because it's over the course of like a weekend, clubs get really ambitious and they'll set up towers and they'll set up Yagis and they'll set up big antennas, and impact drivers are incredibly useful in those situations. So a lot of clubs do long wires. That's true. Just use long wires. But 160 long wire makes a lot of sense. But on 20 meters, you're probably better off with a Yagi. In fact, that's what we use. We use a Yagi. We have a couple of Yagis that are actually coming this year. So those setups, you may need an impact driver, or you may need something to, twist in some auger stakes and all that stuff to guide the stuff down. Because when you're trying to do this with field day, you're not going to do it the same way that you might do it on your own. So being a little bit more robust and a little bit overbuilt, never really hurts anything. So that's generally why I always bring that stuff.
Comment.
Go ahead.
If you own 100-watt bandpass filters, bring them.
Yes. Yeah, bandpass filters are incredibly valuable.
Mine are all 200 and 500 watt.
Oh,
sorry.
At least 100 though.
Unacceptable.
Do put your call sign on all of them, lest they get lost or taken or mixed up in the pile.
True.
Yeah, tag your stuff. So maybe a label maker is something you should have on your field day gear setup. I have a little Chinese one that speaks Chinese at you while you make labels. It's hilarious.
And
I'm sorry.
if you're coming to our field day, please bring a chair.
Oh, yes.
And I'm sorry, if you don't already have a label maker for everyday general use, what are you doing in your life? I mean, really, everyone needs one if they don't have one.
I agree. Who else? Jump in there. I got to grab a beer.
You got to make sure that your label maker has a label on it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You have to make
absolutely.
sure that the label on the label maker has a label on it.
And make sure to label your labels, by the way. You don't want to lose your labels.
For camping, people camping, you should probably grab your gear out of the garage now and make sure that your rain fly is still on your tent, your footprint is still with your tent. All that stuff that you depend on, you think's all just going to be there. Probably now's a good time to start dragging all that stuff out, making sure you have it before you're the night before and you're trying to pack your truck and you're like, holy crap, I'm missing something. Do that now. Go ahead, do that now. Maybe even make a list.
Adding on to that, for those that do their car camping field day activation stuff, make sure your car is oiled up, lubed up, everything's checked out, your tires are good, your belts are, just do a general car maintenance, because you don't want to get out to a remote location for field day and then wind up being stuck there.
Good point. There's a good comment from Aaron. First aid kit never fails. Every year someone will get hurt. Yeah, that's not only is that an important point, there is actually a safety position that you can get bonus points for if you're running a club station. You can have an approved safety captain, and they're supposed to be in charge of that, but you better believe I still bring all my first aid kit and all that stuff. Absolutely. Always have that with you.
What are the requirements to be the that medical guy that you were just talking about?
What are the
Safety
requirements?
officer.
The safety officer? Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Orange
Hold up.
vest.
It's on the ARRL website where the rules are, but
I
yeah,
have
Josh
it.
is going to bring
I
it
already
up.
got it pulled up. It's like I knew.
All right.
So, no, that was by luck. I just happened to be there. I'm not saying. So you get 100
You had
bonus
it open
points.
vault.
Yeah, you get 100 bonus points by having a person serve as the safety officer for those groups setting up a Class A station. So if it's a Class A station, safety officer. This person must verify that all safety concerns on the safety officer checklist, so there's a checklist, got to go grab that, have been adequately met. This is an active bonus. Simply designating someone as a safety officer does not automatically earn this bonus. A signed copy of the safety officer checklist must be included in the supporting documentation of the ARRL HQ. By the way, I have an orange vest that has the HRCC logo on it that says hams or something about getting in the way on the back. There's only 2 of them. The other person that has it is Adam K6ARK. I gave him one. So yes, orange vest, always important. Yeah. So have an orange vest. I think that's part of the 100 to get the 100 points.
Does that not
Quick
apply to
question.
Class F?
Sorry, what was that, Don? Class F? What?
I said Class F. Does it not apply to Class F?
It didn't say anything about Class F. It said for Class A.
It says at the very last sentence in bold, available to Class A entries only.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Class
Does
F,
anyone
by the
have
way,
like
is
a
great.
reputable
Hold on,
website
hold on.
someone could get a radio from?
Hold on. So, Don, you were in the middle of saying something. Did you finish? And we'll go to the next
Oh,
person.
not really. But if you get a chance to go to a Class F field day, try it sometime because it's all air conditioned.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Who is the other person? Go ahead. Ask your question.
Do you guys have a reputable site someone could purchase a radio from?
It depends on the radio. What type of radio are you looking for?
I'm new, so
Oh, okay. So are you gonna get your amateur radio license? Are you what are you looking to do?
just looking to learn, my friend.
I understand that.
I understand.
But so the problem is that I could recommend 10 different radios off the top of my head, and they all do vastly different things. So what do you want to do with radio?
No, he's looking for a place to buy one.
I understand, but I don't know what type of radio he wants, so I may point him in different directions. So
But just like a general website, you know what I mean?
there you can go to Amazon, you can go to Ham Radio Outlet, you could go to Buy Two-Way Radios, you could go to BetterSafeRadios.com, you can go to Gigaparts, you could go to DX Engineering. They will have radios that are VHF, UHF. They will have radios that are for HF. They will have scanners. They will have GMRS radios. They will have CB radios. All of those are vastly different things. So it's
Yeah, because I was looking at the Discovery TX500.
oh, okay. So you want to do HF radio? Okay, so you do have something you're looking for.
Well, someone told me to look into that for the thing I'm planning, to use it for. You know what I mean?
Can you tell me what you're planning to use it for?
Just like prep stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking you. What do you think you're gonna do with this?
No, just have it in my backpack just in case I need to contact someone far away when the phones are not working. You know what I mean?
Well, no. No. And let me clarify why. So when the phones go down, do you want to talk to people that are 5 miles to 60 miles away from you, or do you want to talk to people that are 500 miles from you or 1,000 miles from you?
Around probably 255, 500, just to meet up.
Okay, so that's actually kind of difficult to do. You need to have a radio that will do 40 meters and 80 meters or lower frequencies. The TX500 will do that, but you need to have an antenna called an NVIS antenna that is going to be a half wavelength antenna, so like a dipole wire antenna that you really only elevate 4 to 5 feet off the ground. So that's a very specialized setup, and it's not necessarily a portable setup. So it's one that you might be camping out, and you might set that up for some field operation. The downside is that 5 watts, which is what that Lab 599 Discovery is capable of doing, the TX500, it's QRP, so it's like 5 watts, and you realistically probably need something more like 100 watts output, and that's a much bigger radio.
Okay. Because I heard you could connect it to an outside power source, and it extends the range.
You can connect it to a 12-volt battery bank.
Yeah.
They make amplifiers for it that can boost it from 5 watts to 50 watts. But those are all additional costs. The assumption is that you will provide a power source of some kind to these radios. And yeah, those would be about 12 volts, 12-volt batteries and the size of them can vary depending on how long you want to operate. So if you're trying to run all weekend long, you might want a 9 amp hour or 12 amp hour 12-volt DC battery, particularly lithium iron phosphate, to run the TX500.
Yeah, one thing you might want to do, by the way, you seem a little hesitant in asking your questions, and don't be afraid of us because we are not going to judge you here. We are all preppers and we do all kinds of things. And
we all start at 0. So welcome.
Yes.
Love the name, by the way, Black Death.
And not only that, there's no way for us to figure out really who you are or where you're from, and we're not going to ask you. So you can just tell us. It's fine. It's not a problem.
For prepping, because right now I'm in a city.
Uh-huh.
And I would have to get out of the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, to meet up with my friends, and I need some way to communicate, you know what I mean, that has some legs on it.
Yeah, all right. So I think you got to hold on. I think you got to put the HF thing on the side for a second. If you're in the city, you probably need some good VHF, UHF comms. Line of sight communication first. I think that's got to be your first step, because that's what you're going to use normally and in the immediacy of getting out of the area you're in. What we were just talking about, NVIS and the low dipole antennas and all that stuff, you have to be out in a huge space to be able to set that up, right? So you need to have a setup on your vehicle or a handheld that you can use for local comms first before you're even going to be able to talk to your buddies, because you got to be out away from people already to be able to deploy that.
I'm thinking because I'm not going to drive. I'm going to take the kayak like a life straw, stuff like that. I just need to get out of the city as quickly as possible, but maintain communication with
kayak now?
with my buddy.
Do you like kayak fish, or do you kayak already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I used to back in the day. I don't right now, so it is kind of awkward. I have a kayak in my apartment.
Okay.
But just in case, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
You just stick it to the ceiling. You barely notice it unless you look up.
Yeah. So in your case, like, yes, the Lab 599 is good because it's water resistant, but most of the time you can put all this gear in a waterproof bag and you're going to be fine. So that's not.
Yeah, they have cases on YouTube when I was looking this thing up. So
yeah,
it looked pretty nice.
So you can also.
Are you licensed yet, Black Death?
A lot of questions, my friend.
I'm sorry. We all want to help you.
You're gonna ask me for my my birth date.
No, he's asking you if you're licensed. He's not asking you for your call
blood type.
Nope. Just yes or no. Do you have your ham radio license yet?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna kind of reverberate what Josh said. If you're looking, and I got into ham radio the exact same way for prepping and stuff. I would go to Amazon. I'm sure Josh has an affiliate link. Buy a Baofeng UV5R. They're like $17.
I got the AR.
Okay. You're all right.
I'm looking for distance. You know what I mean? That's portable.
Do you have?
So if you want, go ahead.
Sorry. Are your friends already doing this, or you're all just planning on buying this stuff and then just sitting?
My friends are former military and current law enforcement
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I asked. Hold on. Let me finish my question, and then you can come back. So, do they do this now? Like, do they already have the radio equipment? Do they know how to use this stuff, or you're all just coming into this fresh?
Yeah, well, they know. I just don't want to be a pain, you know what I mean? Because, like, asking a lot of questions. They just told me, look at this, get this. That's what we're all running.
Okay. So they do have their license.
Once I get it.
They are amateur radio license holders?
I don't ask a lot of questions, but they are former military, so the guy knows how to use the radio. I think that's what he used to do.
No
Again,
offense.
I don't ask too many questions.
No offense to veterans or anything like that, or what the training is, but the training is different than commercial equipment or amateur radio equipment. It's not the same, and the capabilities of the radios are different too. So just because somebody says, like, oh, they're former military, that doesn't mean that they're using the same stuff outside of the military. In fact, their equipment and the modes of operation they use are vastly different than what we use in some cases.
Yeah,
so,
we're going to meet up. This guy has, like, I think when I looked it up on eBay, it was like $15,000. So he's pretty into it, but...
And you didn't... And what did he say to buy?
He said the guys are running that, like, for portable, right? To get that, once I get it, then they'll hook me up. Because there's no sense in them going over stuff. They just said, get it. And this is just impromptu. This is about maybe like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Well, also it sounds like they're kind of being a little cagey with you, to be honest. Like, they could show you how it operates. Like, they could take you out and show you actually using it. The fact that they're being a little
well, everyone's kind of freaking out right now just because what's going on in the Middle East with Iran and
So somebody, by the way, if you're obviously on the Discord, if you go to the hashtag live-stream, I've made a ton of videos about radio prepping, and they're much shorter than just like the live streams, and they're right to the point. So check those out. But if somebody could drop my video on pace planning. So this is what I would recommend. Have you ever heard of the PACE plan concept? It came out of Special Forces.
I have no idea, my friend.
Okay. So the PACE plan it's an acronym. It's primary, alternate, contingent, and emergency. So your primary mode of communication is, like, for most people, is going to be like a cell phone, right? And then cell phone networks go down. And so you got to fall back to your contingency option. Now, for me, if I am, like, rolling around town, I'm going to grab my handheld, or I'm going to be on my mobile VHF, UHF radio in my truck. So that's my contingent. And then my alternate is probably going to be like my home high-frequency HF radio stuff with the antenna that I have on the roof. I can run that on non-mains power. I have a battery system that will run all that stuff. So all this stuff is off-grid right now, we're talking, right? And then emergency is going to be like the bug out bag radio that I throw in the truck when I'm grabbing the kids and the family and the food and all the other gear and I'm getting out of Dodge, right? That would be an example of a pace plan. So usually you start scaling at the like things are not that bad level. So like primary is again just your phone, or maybe that's your Baofeng, right, that you already talked to. And then maybe your contingent or your alternate primary alternate radio is going to be something like even GMRS, right? Even GMRS mobile in your truck might be a good option. And then you start working down the list, right? So I appreciate and I don't want to say anything bad about your friends because I don't know them, but the way they're kind of telling you to just go buy this stuff and then they'll help you out, it doesn't really work that way. You actually got to go practice with this stuff. Like they got to be 100 miles away from you and you got to be at some location and you set this stuff up and you got to practice it, right? Because you need a comms plan. You need to have some kind of agreement on like what frequencies you're going to meet up on and when you'll meet and how long you'll talk, etc. And all that stuff takes a lot of planning from people that want to be connected, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but it's like 2 to 3 days ago, everyone was like, hey, we should do something. The guys, I'm the only one in the city. They're in the country. They're together, you know what I mean? And yeah, they were like, this is what these guys are using. We have this radio at his place. And yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like right now we're just like planning, you know what I mean? Like trying to get things together to just like
I hear you.
I'm actually thinking about just taking like a couple weeks vacation and just leaving, to be honest with you.
I'm not going to say you're wrong, but nothing's happened yet, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just want to be out of the city, then I hear what you're saying. That's probably the right place to be.
No, dude. I mean, the reason why because I have a autoimmune condition. I'm pretty screwed. I have MS. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I just have to I'm honestly thinking about just taking like a 2-week just time off. You know what I mean? Because Yeah, because I have to get out of the city. Because there's no way, like my chances of survival are like 0. You know, like if I have something, they'll probably just take it from me. You know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because if you
so are you?
It's crazy, dude. I'm freaking worried.
Okay.
You know, it's not like
hold
before.
Hold on. I hear you. Give me a second. So, are you? What's your mobility like, if you don't mind me asking? Can you give me just a rough idea?
I'm pretty much late cane.
I don't know what that means. Sorry.
I like to go like 20 feet or more. I need a cane.
Oh, cane.
Like I
walking with a cane.
Yeah, like a cane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
a walking stick. Yeah.
So that's going to be difficult for this NVIS communication stuff that I was talking about, the 250, 400 miles space. You need a really long antenna that's parallel to the ground. It's not like an easy thing to set up if you have a mobility constraint.
Yeah, they just like my upper body is okay-ish, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, that's where they're like, dude, just freaking just get in the water because I'm near coastline and just follow it, and we'll come get you.
Knowing what I know now about your situation, right? Just after talking to us, and thank you for explaining this a little bit more. As much as I get why they have the TX500 and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's a rugged radio, all that, and I'm not saying you shouldn't get it, but that feels like it might be further down the list for you. You might want to consider a more water-resistant radio, so like a VGC N76 or the BTEC Pro, and I would start diving in on that, like the apps that you can run on your phone. It's still off-grid, it's just Bluetooth connected, right? But it'll use the radio for things like getting emails and a number of other stuff that's like off the grid. A number of that stuff would be more valuable for you right now, and it's water-resistant. So you can like immediately start like using it and learning about it, because being in a kayak and all the other stuff, you're not really going to have HF. You're going to have to get out of the space of where you're at a while away. And then even when you're like out past that stuff, setting up a large HF wire antenna might be difficult for you. So unless you've done it, it's
No,
almost
I've never.
impossible.
I'm brand new. You
No,
know what
I know,
mean?
I know.
They just like
I know.
pack it up
I
and
know.
go.
I know, but that's why I'm saying like you got to start. Let's start a little bit smaller. Like you're aiming at like this late game prestige class level stuff, and I'm saying you're gonna have to dial it back a little bit and get your feet under you, because if you've not set up an HF wire antenna before, for your friends to just say, yeah, go buy a 40-meter NVIS antenna and set it up and go crazy, like that's
Oh,
not
they didn't
something.
tell me to buy that. They just told me to buy the radio and to make it up there.
But what antenna did they tell you to get? How are you going to communicate with them without an antenna?
This is actually a good point.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to come hard at you. I'm just like I feel like they're not giving you all the information, and I get why. It's because like you guys have just started talking about this. I understand.
Yeah, it's like
I get it.
2 to 3 days ago, they were just like, dude, like look at this radio. Like I have that AR radio like for a long time. Don't really use it. I'm in the city, but the only thing I had to get was batteries.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, man. Like you're in the city, going and buying a TX500.
I'm freaking out, dude.
It sounds like it. So let's. Here's my biggest thing, and I get it. You got a medical condition. You got lots, and there's concern. There's all that stuff. But if there's nothing we can do about that right now, losing our heads about it is never going to be a solution, right? So let's just dial back a little bit. Like what you can do right now is get your Baofeng programmed. Do you have a programming cable for your Baofeng?
I would have to look in the box, which I have no idea where the box is.
It's probably not in the box. You have to usually buy a programming cable as its own thing, right? You can program it by hand, so you got to look up a guide to program by hand. So I would recommend that you start, tonight, program all the repeaters in your local area, or at least a chunk of them, right? And you can go to repeaterbook.com. If somebody wants to drop the link for that, that'd be helpful. Go to repeaterbook.com, find the local repeaters in your area, program your radio, and start there, right? I get that you don't have your license.
Josh, let me interrupt real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, because we're still kind of a little higher, just search YouTube on how to program your UV5R.
Sure.
Assuming we know nothing about radio. Like, again, we all start at zero. We all go through this. So watch YouTube videos. And Josh has a lot of great videos, and there's some other YouTube channels out there. Just literally search YouTube how to program a Baofeng UV5R. That's the radio you said you had, right?
The AR. Hold on. Let me grab it.
I dropped the link for Josh's video in the chat.
AR5RM.
UV5RM.
AR.
Yeah. I don't know what an AR5RM, but yeah.
It's a Baofeng.
Yeah. So just look online how to program a UV5R or whatever your specific model is. The Baofengs are all, regardless of the model, they're all kind of the same. And when Josh is saying repeaters, so there's repeaters that are just like cell phone towers that are gonna, when you transmit, it's gonna pick up your signal and it's gonna retransmit it, so you get a larger
area coverage
out of it, right? Yeah. So it's not just one radio to one radio; it's your radio into this more powerful radio that's going to retransmit your signal. So
like a relay.
Exactly. So by talking on repeaters on VHF and UHF with the radio that you already own, you're going to get, let's just say, it depends on terrain and there's so many variables, but let's just say an arbitrary 20-mile radius from where that repeater is, not from where you are, but from where the repeater is. So if you can hit the repeater, it's going to transmit, and again, terrain, and there's a lot of variables in how signals work. But if you go and program your radio, you can do this right now. You don't need a license. You don't need anything. Just don't push that PTT button. You're totally legal. And just listen. Put the radio on, program a bunch of repeaters in, put the radio on scan for the memories that you've programmed in, And like some repeaters, you'll see in the programming software, those repeaters might not be very active. There might not be a lot of people talking on them, where other repeaters, you might see a lot of people talking on them. So key in on those repeaters that you hear people talking on and focus your attention on that, and just listen. The first thing that they teach you in amateur radio is listen, and then listen some more. Mm-hmm. Listening is so crucial. And that's really how I would recommend any operator who's not licensed. That's how you get your feet wet. Just listen. But watch YouTube videos, figure out how to program that radio. It's pretty easy with software. If your radio has a USB cable in it with 2 prongs sticking out the side, that's your programming cable. If not, go on Amazon, type in UV5R programming cable, and buy one.
All right, thank you guys so much for your help.
Yeah.
Comment?
Absolutely, man.
Comment. Go ahead.
Josh and I live in the greater LA Metroplex. If there's ever an emergency, I don't think we could get out of here if we tried. I just don't. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So for me, like the answer to prepping is having supplies at home. It's bugging in, not bugging out. Just something to consider.
Yeah, I'm right by a river, so.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much like, I don't want to give you specifics, but I'm pretty close to a river. I could just drop in and just go, I gotta wear a vest, because I won't be able to swim with one freaking leg.
Does the river flow away from where you're trying to get away from?
It goes to the location.
Okay.
You just morph,
The emergency is between you and the location.
I just gotta go more towards the sea.
Okay.
Towards the Atlantic.
We don't have to get into any of that. I'm just saying, as a consideration, it might help your anxiety if you were also prepared at home, and then you have options.
No, I'm thinking about leaving, dude.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right, that was all. Thanks for your time, John.
I dropped.
Thank you guys for so much of your help and for letting me know about the that repeater thing.
Yeah, one other thing that Josh mentioned, the UV5R or whatever radio you have from Baofeng is 100% not waterproof.
Yeah.
So the radios that Josh recommended, the what the hell is the BTEC and the VGC VRN76. I did a video on the N76. I literally just dropped it in a bog of muck in a state park by me, and it's still working. It's waterproof. So they're about $180. So 10 times more than a Baofeng. But if you're on a kayak, I would definitely look into a waterproof VHF, UHF, HT, or handy talkie as they're called.
I just dropped the programming cable link and the BTEC Pro link as well to Amazon. The BTEC Pro has the advantage of if you download the app to your phone, you can program it over your phone, so you won't need a cable. It's more expensive, but it does a lot of things. So those are options too.
And by the way, Black Death, I just wanted to say that you're welcome here anytime. As you can tell, I think we love to talk about this stuff.
No, dude, it's an awesome hobby, and it's an interesting skill to have.
Yeah, and I appreciate you probably feel a little bit behind the 8 ball a little bit because of the timing of all this stuff. But you can't help that, right? So the important thing is to just do what you can now. But I would caution you to not go too hard and blow a bunch of money, because usually a lot of the times when you start getting into the more expensive stuff, that usually requires a lot of knowledge that a lot of people get before they get to the point of dropping the big money, if you catch what I'm saying, right? So you're doing it backwards almost. That's not to say you can't. True. That's not to say you can't. I'm not saying that. It's just
no, you're right.
You know what I mean, right? It's just like anything else, right? If you start getting into performance cars or guns or anything like that, there's a ramp up period, if you will, and you're kind of at the starting point. So the ramp up period is get good with the Baofeng, upgrade that for your case, something water resistant, and then start looking at like how you can increase your capabilities from that point. Unfortunately, none of these devices are like turn them on and then you can talk 400 miles. It doesn't work that way. They all, particularly when you start talking about HF, high frequency radio, you have to set up an antenna to go along with it. So, yeah, keep that in mind. You might want to talk to your buddies about that too. It's like, hey, what antenna are you guys running? Like, what's your setup? That might be a good question.
Can I make a comment to add to all this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to read? Because for the next few days, you might get a few books, and Josh can probably give you a better book than I could to guide you through that. But you need to soak up some knowledge from a little bit of, because like the Invis stuff.
Yeah, everything's going over my head. I'm completely new, you know, like this was just like sprung up on me like 2 to 3 days ago, you know.
Yeah, and if you can do some reading on the technology that we're talking about, it'll put you in a better mindset and relax you a bit into what we're talking about, and it'll make you at ease.
That might help. Yeah. What's that Baofeng book?
Like the gorillas, something or other.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that now.
Do you think you'd get some value out of going to a field day just to see how radio?
100% go to field day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what a field day is, man. Field trips I used to go to when I was a kid.
Well, that's what we were talking about before we started talking about this.
Radio.
So yeah, it's next weekend, right? And it's all a bunch of hams going out to parks in different locations and operating radios over a 24-hour period, right? So it's them actually using the radios, and they're in public, and they'll take questions live and all that stuff, and be able to answer your questions too, depending on, you know, the biggest thing is I would go and just absorb what you're seeing and ask questions about what they're doing to understand that, and then maybe then start asking a little bit more pointed questions about what you're looking to do, you know?
I will add on to that. Knowing anonymity is important. They might push for, oh, hey, get your license. They might push that. So don't let them scare you away with that, because a lot of clubs they do that anyway, but they do that especially during field day to try and get people licensed and on the air in ham radio that way. And Jody has a good point here, Josh. The fact that you found the HRCC after chat after just being introduced to ham radio this week is a pretty darn good start.
Yeah, you fell into
I consider myself lucky.
Yeah, it's you found a good spot.
I joined this Discord, I think yesterday, like late.
Oh wow!
I don't know if you have like a timeline of when people join, but yeah.
We do, but there's a lot of people in here, so we don't really run metrics or anything. But I appreciate you finding us. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have memory issues too, so it could have been 2 to 3 days ago. It was just, you know.
So do I. So do I.
Would you say a good?
Go ahead. Somebody said, would you say? Go ahead.
Would you say a good book recommendation for, I don't know your username, but maybe the NIFOG? Maybe?
No. Well, okay. The problem with the NIFOG is it's targeted towards people who have the privilege to transmit on those frequencies. There's only a scant portion that's amateur related or GMRS or FRS, and it's more just like, these are the channels. Most of the time, it's for people that are operating within the space of like first responders, government, that kind of stuff. That's not probably going to help in this case, particularly if he's trying to talk to his buddies. Like, his buddies are probably further along a little bit, maybe, in their planning, and so he just needs to get on board with the comm planning there. And so a lot of it, again, you're not going to be running HF from the kayak, right? So let's get you to where you got to be. Use VHF, UHF, something water resistant to get you where you're going, get to your buddies, and then figure things out there. Having I don't even know what those TX500s go for now, but having a over $1,000 radio as your first radio, your real first radio is like, yeah, maybe not the place to start from my point of view at this point.
No, you're
Also,
right.
if I could give a recommendation for a channel you could go check out, the Tech Prepper has some really good content, particularly more longer down the line, but I feel like it'd be a good recommendation just to say.
Yeah. We like Gaston. He's also got a good stuff going on. S2 Underground also got mentioned by Jody. S2 Underground, if you haven't found them, they're also really put together. But that's all like in time, right? This has taken a long time for a lot of these people to build up their comms plans and their processes and all that stuff. So you gotta start, and you're there, but take it in small chunks, right?
Yeah, I'm just worried, like,
Yeah,
I'm just worried, man.
I hear the worry, I hear the concern in your voice. I get it. For you, in your case, like if that gives you peace of mind to just go ahead and get out of Dodge, then
I think I
do
might,
it.
yeah, because
But yeah, it's a
it's
risk
just,
calculation, right? Like, what's your risk posture? If you truly cannot deal with being in the city if there's a problem, well then okay, then that seems like there's your answer. You already
dude,
got
it is horrible right now. You know what I mean?
Wait, it's horrible. What do you mean? Has something already
It's
happened?
just no. I'm talking about like just crime and like just it's insane. I'm in New York. I don't care, So like I'm right there on the Hudson. So
oh my
but
gosh, okay.
Dude, it is freaking insane. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I was in New York, in Manhattan area, a couple other boroughs last year for the summer, and like I was just watching dudes like shoot up next to us on the sidewalk while I'm trying to walk down the street with my kids. I'm like, dude, this place is wild.
Dude, it is.
It's wild.
It's getting worse. Like right, like in our building, like people are coming in and just defecating and urinating in the hallways. In the elevator. It isn't, dude. It is bad. And then it's like no one wants to do anything. Like
right. So
like,
hear me out. Hear me out. To go back to what I was saying earlier, New York is probably a difficult place for you to just get out of Dodge to begin with. So if you're that worried about it, like knowing New York and having been there and how long it takes to get out of there, like you're probably fine with doing that. So, I think we've answered a lot of your questions, at least enough to get.
Yeah, man. I don't want to take too much of
no,
you guys'
I appreciate
time.
that, but I hope we kind of led you in the right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
for
find
sure,
out.
man.
Like you keep reading and keep updating yourself, and we're gonna be back here next week, assuming we can be here next week, right? Then if you're back, if you can join us, let us know how it's going too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you guys for having me and stuff and being super friendly.
Yeah,
you guys
right on,
have a great
right
rest of your night.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us.
And Josh, all I gotta say is, you don't have to go to New York to see that stuff. Just go over to Koreatown. You walk down any street and you'll be good.
Yeah, so like everybody's in the chat right now talking about how like Portland's like that, Denver's like that. Like, yes, it's true. It's everywhere, guys. It's not just New York. I will say I have not been in front of someone shooting up, and it's not just a someone, it's a someones. I counted at least 5 over the course of a week that was just right there in front of my kids. Like, okay, how do I explain this one? That was a little unique, but I don't know, man. It's a good question. I'm coming from the position of being prepared, though, right? So that changes things. I understand the comms already, and I've got stuff put away and all that stuff. So I can understand how when you're faced with like the news that happened today, and we don't know what's happening next, I can understand that this is a period of strong uncertainty for people. So I guess tune in next week when I post a video about how to prepare for whatever we're going through, because yeah, that's no joke. I didn't mention it, but I should, because it's one of the most important things, is have a good radio that can receive AM, FM broadcast stations. And if that radio can also do shortwave radio, because shortwave radio broadcasts are also available in your area, and make sure that you're in, it has an antenna and you can actually use it for receiving emergency broadcasts and all that stuff. And if it can do weather as well, that's an added plus. there are a number of radios that do that, and you should always have one of those. Always, like whatever you're doing. So, yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect to go from field day to that conversation, but I think I think that was a pretty good one. So I'm gonna break the ice a little bit here with Kilo Foxtrot. Josh says, chat, what are some good solar charging systems for LiFePO 4 batteries? Not looking for the cheapest nor the most expensive, but something in the middle. So I think the best thing is, so you're talking about a solar charger, so you're looking for a charge controller. There are a number of charge controllers on the market, like Genasun makes them. I like the new one, or all the options that are over at BuddyPole. BuddyPole has a couple of charge options for battery connection and solar panel connection, and they have a nice little readout on them. The only thing to keep in mind is like cost associated with that. Does anybody have any other thoughts there for charge controllers for LiPo batteries or LiFePO batteries?
I mean, the only thing I would ask is how big of a battery system are you setting up? And
good question. Yeah.
You know, like
how many panels? What's the voltage?
What's
of
your
these
budget?
panels?
Like what are you doing? Like it's a pretty open-ended question that can garner a lot lot of open-ended answers.
He says 20 amp hour battery, Mike. 20 amp hour battery.
Oh, get a Genasun or a BioEnno charge controller, or the BuddyPole Power Mini 2.
Yep.
And a 100 or 200 watt panel, and you're done.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, probably 100 watts are still really portable. They can make they have foldable ones. You may not want to go drop the money for a power film, but those are probably the best in class option for foldable. Okay. Well, let's see. We got looks like a number of more people joined us in the after chat. Since we're taking a bit of a pause here, is there anybody here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask a question on the Discord? Come now. Nobody. All right. There was somebody in the Discord that said they had a question when we get to a break. This is probably the time to ask it. If you're on voice, that would be helpful. But SMH, while we're taking that, SMH on YouTube says, can you recommend a high-quality waterproof GMRS handheld? Use case is to communicate from lake house to boat 1 mile or less. Looking for a handheld that has the best signal or audio quality. Have you looked at marine radio? So technically, that's a marine radio space, and marine radios are all water resistant. So you should probably look towards that. That would be my first recommendation. But yeah, there are GMRS radios. I believe I have a link in the video description to buy2wayradio.com that you can take a look at there.
And it was Wyatt that had the question, Rocky Mountain Prep, but I don't see him in here anymore.
Oh, what was the question?
The one that when we had a chance he wanted to get to, but I don't see him in here anymore.
We have a chance. Marine radios are both certified VHF and HF. They have HF frequencies as well. Field day, yeah. Well, if you're running battery power, you can run solar panels. Yeah, and we're doing that. We're going to run. We have a massive battery bank, and we've got solar panels. We got spider boxes that come off of the battery. I think we have something kilowatt hour battery that we're running for field day. It'll power everything. Okay. Oh, Jody, I dropped it. Oh, the link for the video. Thank you. Okay, well, let's see. I have to wrap things up early this show because Ben is going to summer camp. You just rolled in with the door open and everything. What's up? No. He's going to summer camp for the next week, so we're going to help get him the final packing that needs to happen, and there's scouting stuff that needs to be done. So I don't think we're going to go too much past the 8 o'clock hour. So is there, let's see, any other comments on field day that we might have missed? Wow, okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to dive right into some YouTube talky bits. So we're going to go to Chris Technology. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good, good. What's going on with you?
Just getting ready for field day.
What are you guys running? What class you running? What do you bring in? All that stuff.
I have no idea. I'm actually going to my club's field day for the first time and going in blind.
Oh, okay. Right on. Cool. So you're charging up batteries for your cameras then to shoot video, right? That's your preparations.
Batteries, all the batteries. And yeah, just gonna see how long I can last on my battery setup. Taking 3 radios with me, whole lot of antennas. I don't know.
Right on. Cool. What's going on with your channel? Anything you want to mention?
I have been busy with work stuff and school stuff, and I've got videos in the backlog that I need to do.
Okay, right on. All right then. Well, keep hanging out. Appreciate you, and I will probably be heading out in a little bit. So you guys keep the fires burning here. Next is Chris, Radio and Life. How's it going, man?
Good evening. It's been a fun day. We went to a swap fest today. It was very rather sad, unfortunately, but it was also almost 100 degrees here in Wisconsin. So I'm not surprised some of the older people and everything didn't show up. Other than that, I got one video that's sitting on the edit room floor right now that needs to get done, and going to field day this year. Hopefully I won't have to drive around the state like I did last year for actually going to a station, but I'm going to be running FT8 probably on 30 meters on battery power, and the rest of the club will be on generator. Other than that, you guys have a great week.
Cool. Right on. All right. Next is Don, N5SKT. How's it going, man?
It's going well.
Sounds like you're in the throes of planning for field day.
Oh yeah, in fact, I dropped a video on what I've been doing this just a few hours ago, because I've been setting up that gazebo thing. I bought one of those gazebos like Jason has about a year ago, and it's been sitting in the box. And I realized that it would make a great thing for field day, so I've got that out. I've got it airing out. I bought 2 of the Intellitron 45-foot masts, and I built one of those today, and I kind of went over the build and how I'm building that and the 35-foot mast. I didn't actually video the build. I just kind of went over it. And then I have DX Commander Venture that I've got set up out in the backyard out in the front yard actually. And I've got a little stand that the Venture actually comes with. It's self-supporting, so it comes with one of those extra poles, and then you just need an umbrella stand to set it in. And Chuck had found, KK6USY, had found a really nice, I think, alternative to the heavy-duty fill it with water or sand type umbrella stands that very securely you just step on it and it goes down into the ground.
Oh, cool.
So I've got, and all of that's in the video that I videoed today. But yeah, the last week, like Thursday last week, I found out, I'm supposed to do a presentation on Saturday. So I had to get all set up for that, made a bunch of slides, went in there. I didn't bring the computer, and the guy that normally brings the computer had a stroke the week before, so he wasn't there. So I just had to wing it on my phone and stand in front of the club and talk for an hour. But I managed to get through that, and I'm really looking forward to next week. Because I've kind of changed the way that the club does things, because I'm going 3 alpha instead of they've only ever done 1 alpha, and so I'm going 3 alpha. I'm going to have a digital SSB or phone and a CW station, And I'm really looking forward to this. And by the way, this is a new club. I have never done field day with them before. I've always done it with our other club, which was that's why I was talking about the Class F, because they run Class F.
Okay.
And we go into the EOC. The only thing we have to do is set up the antennas, and we set up the radios, and we use the EOC's power. And it's comfortable and all of that. But they only run, like Frank was making the joke, they only run until around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then they break down because the EOC guys has to stay with us the whole time, and we got to where we didn't want them, doing that. We've done it before.
Is that
so I haven't run 24 hours.
Sorry, is that a mental or physical breakdown?
I'm
kidding.
Both. And so this club runs 24 hours. So they want to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We'll do our setup before it gets too hot. Then we'll kind of goof around until 1 o'clock. And then we'll run for 24 hours and then tear down and take everything home. So that'll be fun. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I've dropped, I think since the last time I talked to you, I've dropped about 3 videos, 2 on the that thing that John Gendron had created, the vertical antenna switch, or the phased vertical deal, because I've been wanting to do that forever.
Oh yeah.
So I've got 2
Super
videos
cool.
on his thing. I will later next month, I will get out and set the antennas up and everything. I've got the whole box built. I went through and built it and showed, what was involved in doing the build and all of that stuff in one video. And I did an unboxing, which I've never done before, on the actual contents of the box when it arrived from John. So I've got those 3 videos out there, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, appreciate that. I'm following your process here, because I love phased verticals. I love those antennas. I think that's such a cool idea. And his kit, like, I think he was at a location where he didn't get a ton of foot traffic. I was able to drive people to his video to check it out, or his website, because you don't need a ton of space to be able to do this on 20 meters, and they absolutely work really, really, really well. So, yeah, I hope everybody goes and checks that out. The Performance Z arrays that I made a video on from Hamvention. I would like to point out too that our new friend Black Death did not realize that we just bombed Iran. So I'm even more concerned for the man. So I hope you're not freaking out. Like, if you do want to get out of Dodge, like, maybe it's the right time, just to add to the stress, man. I can only imagine. So I'm thinking about you, man. Hopefully you can just watch what happens, and if you got to go, you got to go. But thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
Sure.
All
and
right.
By the way, love the podcast. Everybody go listen to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we didn't record. Literally, I didn't mention it on the stream, but I will mention it now. I don't know what happened. I just had like a stomach ache, and I was like, I literally can't podcast with this stomach ache. So I literally I took a bath. Thing is, rank this on my number of baths I've had a year. I shower most of the time. And then I took a melatonin, and I crashed out at like 11 p.m., which is early for me, and I slept until 8. And then I woke up, and I'm like, what is this? It's like I'm reverberating with energy. Like, I feel so good right now. Is this what happens when you get like a full 8 hours? It was freaking me out, because I could never sleep like a full 8. So the fact that I took the melatonin and it helped me stay down for like 8 hours, I'm like, this is amazing. What is happening? So it's fairly crazy. But yeah, I'm reverberating with energy. So the podcast is tonight. We're going to record it tonight after we get my son all squared away with his packing. So we're going to talk about field day, but I don't know. I think we're probably going to talk about Iran too. I'm sure that's going to be Preparedness Corner chat. So Ham Radio Crash Course Podcast. If you look us up, you'll find what we're throwing down in there. And we always talk about preparedness in the podcast. So if you like that, come join us. Thanks for the plug, Don. Appreciate it.
And no, as Cerritos turns, we need an episode of that.
I think there's gonna be one this week. I'm pretty confident, unless Leia's like too tired. But man, we've had some stuff go down. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you, Don. I appreciate it. Next is Frank. How's it going, man?
It's going great. How's everybody doing tonight?
I think we're all just hanging on to our seats right now. We don't know what's happening.
Right? Yeah, right on the edge of our seats, because that's all you're going to need at some point or
all
another
you'll need is the edge.
Let's see here. So, in response to the meme I posted earlier for Field Day, courtesy of Mike and 2MAK, I look at it this way. While Field Day came first, POTA has outranked it by far. So Field Day is just POTA LARPing. Changed my mind.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, Frank? That you're telling me that Field Day has existed for decades. You're telling me that a couple of years of POTA, I appreciate it's more than a couple of years, has outpaced Field Day? Nonsense.
Oh, absolutely. Look at how many. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out one day. Look at how many hams POTA has brought in versus how many hams Field Day has actually brought in. I would be surprised if POTA wasn't at least 2 or 3% more hams than Field Day.
2 or 3% is such a wild number to pull out. Like, that is so granular. That is nuts. Like, you have no information either way, and you're just like, yeah, 2 to 3% for sure. Like, that's so crazy.
That is my feeling on it. Absolutely.
9 out of 10 doctors prefer POTA.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, so Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 Central is the NorCal Swap Net. We'll see what happens this coming week, because starting at minute 1 this past week, I was jammed out of the repeater as net control for almost the entire net. It was wild.
What happened?
I got jammed.
Oh.
By some of the idiots here in the Bay Area that, well, they are similar to the Renegade Repeater LA idiots, only like 5 times worse.
Is it the guy in Temecula from the trailer park?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is it the guy who hits Greg?
No, this is VHF. So
VHF. Okay.
Yeah, it's on a repeater. So if he has that kind of power to get up here, holy cow, I don't want to know what he's running.
You're getting jammed out on VHF? That sounds like something you could DF pretty easy.
Nobody around here wants to take the time to do it, and even though I'm not working right now, I'm too busy to do it myself, and I can't really do it while I'm running the net.
Are they doing it on other nets too, or is it just yours?
It's only when I key up, nobody else, only when I key up. So it's a personal hatred towards me.
Oh, do you need
and I
somebody
don't live
with
that close to Frank.
You need somebody with one of those SDRs.
It's me, Frank.
Yeah, it was.
Frank, I'm doing it.
Okay, Tim. But yeah, every time I key up, it doesn't matter what machine I'm on in the that I can hit in the Bay Area here, and that's only about 5 of them. I get jammed out 9 out of 10 times, literally. And you can go back, the repeater's on Broadcastify. N6 ICW is the repeater system. You can go back to Thursday night from 8 p.m. Pacific onward and listen to the replay if you want. You can hear me getting jammed.
Oh, it's
absolutely.
because you're live. It's because you're live, right? Are you live to YouTube when you do it?
Yes,
that's why.
And it's
somebody that's a combination of watching you and also within vicinity.
Well, no, I already know that, because there have been times where I will unkey and you can hear my live stream being played back over the air out of their little Baofeng radio.
Yeah. Wait, they're running a Baofeng?
Wow.
It has the Roger beep at the end. It has to be.
You just need more power, Frank. You just need more power. What are you doing?
I'm running 50 watts into a 13 element pointed at Mount Vaca, but it's at 2,800 feet, and I have a 4,300 foot mountain to get over. So
that's
a little hard.
Yeah, that's why.
I bet you could get out of Rubicon and come help you direction find.
Oh yeah. I'll just bring Randy right up. I'm sure he would love that. Actually,
it's not ham radio. It's not GMRS. It's ham radio. He thinks it's just random dudes talking to each other, right?
Right. So I have that going on, and next Friday, and this sort of leans into what I messaged you about earlier, Josh. I'm going to have my CQ chit chat, but it's going to be remote on scene, hopefully, from my field day camp spot at in Nevada. So it's going to be radio nomads for my CQ chit chat next Friday. I got to line a few people up, but I think I know exactly who to reach out to, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm going to have lots of fun with that, and there's one person in here that he was in the chat and he's in the list. Mike, the traveling him, he's right down the street from me right now. I'm gonna go hang out with him hopefully on Thursday.
Well, get the travel. Wait, I know he travels, but does he live in that area? I don't think so.
No, he
doesn't.
No, he's come up. He came out from there. Oh, he's no longer in. So strike the last person on the list, Josh. No, he came across from Arizona and then has come up with the family, up. I think they mix between Highway 1 and Highway 101 coming up, and he's in my neck of the woods for a few days.
Okay. So get your club to buy a Kraken SDR, throw that on somebody's truck or whatever, and then have them drive around while the dude's trying to jam you, and let them do the DFing for you, and then you can work with that.
We have an idea as to where at least 3 of the jammers are at. It's just narrowing it down at this point, and no one's wanting to do that legwork because the repeater owner where this all started refuses to file a report, and so they don't want to do the legwork until the private repeater owner does something himself, and he's not all there anymore.
This all sounds like nonsense. Like if they want to DF, they'd be DFing. Like what? I would be DFing for no reason. Like I DF RFI. Like they're all just sound like a bunch of excuse holders. Like that's whatever.
They really are. You remember what 6-8 months ago you put out a call for anybody that has some wild stories about repeaters and jammers and that sort of stuff. I sent you a submission all about this. That was before we really got to know each other.
Did I miss it?
And
I might have missed
you
it.
might have.
You might have sent it again.
I'll send it in Discord this time because I know you'll get it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys, they just make up excuses left and right. Apparently, we have somebody who is from an actual radio station out here that is also a ham that lives high up in the Sierra foothills to overlook all the Sacramento Valley and San Francisco East Bay, and he's done some hunting from his house, but that's it. Like, how can you hunt from your house?
In the RWK, which is
the input, that's about it.
Yeah, right. That's my point.
Yeah. Our club, our K5 RWK, the Richardson Wireless Club, they put out 4 foxes every month, and they have 60 to 70 people every week. It's every week. Every weekend, people hunt those all weekend long.
That's cool.
And we've had jammers before. They don't last long because we are so well practiced.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
This is 4 years of this stuff now, and ham radio guy K7TDM. I doubt it's the Grass Valley CBers. They don't have that kind of Anyway, enough of me and my shenanigans. Look forward to NorCal Swap on Thursday. We'll see what happens, and then CQ Chit Chat live on scene, hopefully from my campsite. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, so I will be live from Field Day, so we get out there. By the way, there was some questions. By the way, I keep saying by the way. I don't mean that. Too many times. Said too many times. I provided the links for the PDF for Field Day. There's a ton of rules on like when you can get started, when you can set up antennas, all that stuff. So you can start getting set up the day before. There's an hour that you can get started on Friday. And then you actually activate or start activating at like 11 o'clock. That's Pacific Standard Time. It follows UTC. So you can get more information on that. But I will be live from the campsite using Starlink. Since we already tested Starlink works on a POTA that we did not too long ago, I will be live on Starlink, which we've already shown works great. So I'm really excited for that. Also, secondary news, my Heltec mesh pocket that I made a review on, I haven't charged this since the video dropped. It was actually the day before the video dropped, and it's still going. So 5,000 milliamp hours behind the new Heltec node, or the LoRa node. Pretty good. So working pretty well. All right. Next is Gray Man Poda. How's it going, dude?
Short time, no traffic.
Short
but I
time,
am
no
live
traffic.
streaming.
Live streaming
I
for
will be
Field Day.
live streaming. Yeah, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern.
Ah, good.
Eastern
Okay.
Daylight Time. Yeah.
Okay.
From the park, doing the doing my Sunday morning POTA from the park.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. All right, I got another real quick thing before we go to Mike. Is there a reason these things always need to be a competition? Can't they both coexist? Yeah, they already do coexist. The ARRL said that the Field Day is not a contest, so they don't hand out awards, but they still rank them 1 through N. So there you go. There's the coexist. People that care about that care if they're 1 through N. I don't. I just go for the fun of it, and the fact we win is neither here nor there. I'll mention it, but I don't really care. All right, next, Mike, K at MRD. How's it going, dude?
Hey now.
Hey now, indeed. What have you been up to, man?
So I know you want to get out of here. So I have completed. I have completely finished 4 videos in the last 3 days. I'm going to shoot another one tomorrow.
Dang.
I had a lot of fun making them. I hope everyone enjoys watching them. And next week, I'm going home to Michigan, so I'll be in Michigan over Field Day, and I most likely will not be able to participate in Field Day, though I'm going to try to squeeze in some time to meet up with my old club, N8SL, the South Lyon Area Amateur Radio Club.
Nice. That'd be fun. Little homecoming for K at MRD.
I hope. I don't think I'm gonna have time, but I want like hell to just go, because I'm gonna be so close. I'm gonna be closer now than I was when I lived there and I was a member. Like
that's
where
funny.
they're gonna be.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because my mom moved after I moved to Texas. My mom moved out of where we were, and she's somewhere else, so she's actually closer. So.
Right.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Cool.
I hope you have a great evening and enjoy the podcasting, which
Thank
I have
you.
not listened to. So I'm curious to see what this. Now I'm gonna. The only time I listen to your podcast is when
you're driving.
The only time I listen to freaking heavy metal when I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
The only time I listen to your podcast is if I'm building a battery box.
Ah,
usually
yes.
like one of your podcasts is
Yep.
one battery box.
Uh-huh.
So. That's it. So, but as Cerritos turns, that's got me interesting now. So,
Oh, you haven't heard that segment yet?
remember the part where I said I don't listen to the podcast?
I get it. Well, I mean, you've heard it before, so you might have just caught it in. It doesn't happen all the time.
I heard it mentioned on the chat tonight.
It's so dumb because like it is local politics drama in our small little town. And it's hilarious because the drama is really funny. Like crimes are being broken, like all kinds of stuff, right? But at the same time, we get like negative reviews whenever we do as Cerritos turns, because like, why do I care? Like it's shown up on Reddit talking about the podcast. Like, I came here for a Hammer Crash Course, and these guys are talking about like drama that's happening in Cerritos. Why do I care about this? And it's like, no, I get it. Totally. Yeah, you're totally valid criticism, but we don't care. We're still going to do what we want to do.
I think that's just putting your stuff out in public. You're going to get those comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
no, I mean,
Leia tells
every
it so
time
well.
I've listened, hang on, Don. Every single podcast of yours that I've listened to, and I have listened to a lot, I really, really do enjoy listening to them. But when I'm driving, dude, I have Sirius XM turned to the heavy metal channel, and the radios and the volume's cranked, and the windows are down, and I'm driving 90 miles an hour.
You're locked in. You're locked in for the heavy metal.
I don't do podcasts much at all. I'm heavy metal and loud.
I get it. I understand. Well, thank you, Mike. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for your feedback. I appreciate it.
Roger that. 73 KNMRD. I'll be on the side.
All right. Next is Mark from Boondock Echo.
Did I hear Boondock Echo? How you doing, Josh?
How are you doing, man? It's been a crazy
Good.
week. A crazy day, even.
Right. So we spent the last 2 Mondays with temporary offline, Steve and Jim. That's been fun. We're showing everybody how to get into the Boondock ecosystem for as little as about $20.
Wow.
And some cables you have lying around. So those are some good ones. And then this next one that we're going to do in 2 days is going to show people all the advanced features, hopefully, how to set up keyword alerts and have it email you and all that other fun stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. We should have a new website out. India tells me it's coming on Monday, so we'll have it out next month sometimes. But some new stuff to sell, some Edge servers, some Boondock Tangos, Boondock Echoes, all sorts of fun stuff. Now, here's the interesting thing. Forget about Boondock Echo for a minute.
Okay.
When we started talking about evacuation, I ran some simulations for La Habra Heights, which has a population of about 5,000 people. And I just evacuated the Heights to the nearest high schools. Okay. And it came back with 3 hours for 5,000 people. I'm doing Cerritos right now, and hopefully it'll be done before you leave the stream. If not, I'll send you the results. But it's been running for like 20 minutes now. So
I'm not evacuating to no high school. I'm going to parts unknown. Not going to be in no high school.
Aren't you supposed to go to the FEMA thing there? That's where everyone's safe.
Get directly into the FEMA coffin. That's exactly where you go.
No. Okay, so let me clarify. For La Habra Heights, I had to send everybody somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I sent them to the surrounding high schools, just outside.
Oh, I see.
Right? Gotcha. Okay, so Cerritos, I just said evacuate. I didn't tell anybody to go anywhere. I'm like, just get out of Cerritos.
Get out. Okay.
And that's the number I'm looking for.
Okay. Very good. All right, well, I hope we get the number. Next is...
no one.
Next is no one. Okay, well, Mark, we're all just waited on bated breath for what it's going to take to evacuate Cerritos. You also dropped the link for what you're running this on. Is this some AI thing?
No, this is...
What was the scenario? What is causing this evacuation? Maybe I missed this. But what's the catalyst?
Zombies.
So the software is called Genesis. It's used by first responders. I volunteer with the local volunteer fire department as a mouse monkey. I don't do any of the hero stuff, but I have access through that. So that's what I'm running it on. It's not anything anybody can get to. But
no, that's not my question. You're running a simulation based off of some type of activity where people would need to evacuate.
Correct.
My question is, what is the reason is it zombies? Is it nuclear fallout? Is it war? Is it gang violence? What is the catalyst for is that a thing you can put into the software?
No, it's not that sophisticated. But it does really cool fire sims, and it also does traffic sims now, and it does flooding, but that's really never a concern. So let's just
it's just a general, you got to get out of town. This is what would happen if everybody went here.
All urgency is equal.
Okay.
And what it's meant for is so you can then tell the police, hey, this is going to be a choke point. We need somebody on traffic control there, ignoring the lights, and just send them.
Mark has sent me a couple of screenshots of it, and he does a good job with the program. Absolutely.
I have no idea how long this is going to take. This is 10 times. Cerritos is 10 times the size of La Habra Heights. We could be here all night.
That's okay. Josh, I have a new ad for you. Mark, Soda Plus.
Hey, Mark just joined. What's going on, man? He must have just got my text message.
I did just get your text message. How are you doing?
Good, man. We were talking about field day, but then I guess we bombed Iran, so that turned into a whole side discussion. But considering that you're our field day lead, what's some of your key hints and tips for field day planning?
Hints and tips. I'll be honest, I had not prepared a speech because I am currently at the Owens Valley Radio Observatory knee-deep in microwave equipment.
Oh, my gosh.
I just got out of a 130-foot telescope. Pro tips.
We're putting you on the spot. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, can I give my 30-second pitch for why we're going to have the best field day in America?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, and this is perhaps the most obvious point, we have Josh. who is a treasure in the community. So we're very excited about that. We also have gotten a lot of buy-in. We have 23 people who have committed to showing up and operating, so we will never have a single minute of radio downtime. We have 6 kilowatts of battery capacity, so we're going to be operating QRP. And it turns out a lot of the field day records for points have been set by people operating QRP. And that's because on CW and digital, you get a 10x multiplier per contact for those contacts that are QRP, CW, and digital. So we're going to use every multiplier we can get. We're going to have a satellite station set up with tracking rotors. We're going to have a Starlink for the live cast. And I think perhaps most importantly, we have rented a taco truck.
That is very important, yes. And it's coming out to the campsite.
I am canceling my flight to Michigan, and I'll see you in California at the taco truck.
Yeah, and new now, I don't know if I told you this, Josh. Yes, we did make custom hats.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I fully anticipate that we will have the best field day possible. We are also bringing Doug, K6JEY, who used to work with the ARRL as one of the technical chairs, and Helen, KN6LQV, I believe, and they're bringing a telescope. We are also bringing Adam, K6ARK, who's going to be our band captain, Elmer, and make sure that everything is as optimized as humanly possible.
Yeah, so we have Adam, we have Soda Plus, we have Ara, and me at this field day. This is turning into like the nerd capital, the antenna wizard capital of all field days. It's going to be amazing.
Well, and the other thing I'd like to point out, Ara last year single-handedly on his own running QRP earned 3,000 points for field day. So his only requirement for coming this year was that we get out of his way and let him crush the bands.
Yeah, he's going to be like just churning contacts. N6ARA is our trump card. We think we will dominate just from his power alone. Well, more than that, of course, it's a group effort, but still, we're allowing him to be as efficient as possible.
Well,
absolutely,
now,
and yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you did mention taco truck, and Mike said he was gonna. I know he's joking, but Mike said he was gonna change his plans and come out there. So you might even have ham radio tube. Who knows?
I got room in my tent, Mike, or we can find you a tent. I've got room if you need it. If you change your plans.
I wish I could, but
I know.
I haven't seen my mom in 4.5 years.
I was gonna say, seeing your mom sounds pretty important. You should do that. Yeah. Well, Mark, thanks for joining us. Anything else you want to mention? Anything going on your channel you want to talk about? It seems like you got a couple of new videos, so make sure you guys go check those out.
Yeah, I had 2 things to touch on, and then I'm going to go back to watching the sunset and doing astronomy. First thing, I just put up a video. I'll be honest, it's not the fanciest video I've ever made, but it may be one of the most exciting for me emotionally. We did a Queens of the Mountain video. It's an event that Paula and Amy, AG7GP up in Oregon, put on, and women all over the world go to mountaintops and do summits on the air. And it is so cool hearing YL voices all over the country just lighting up the airwaves. So this year, to celebrate, our club team took 5 women up to a mountaintop ranging in ages from 19 to 82. And we had a party. We set up an Easy Up, and we spent a whole bunch of hours there running 100 watts through, what else, a K6ARK antenna. And yeah, it was just a blast. It was really fun. So we put up a little video to highlight that. And then coming up this next week, if we can pull it off, Tim, N7KOM, YouTuber up in Oregon and a phenomenal soda operator, is coming to California, and he is going to join us for Sofas on the Air, which is a new podcast that Ara and I have launched. And it's in person only. We have banned boxes, Zoom, and all forms of remote. It is only in person on a couch with beverages. And so if we can pull that off, we'll be showing that soon.
So, Mark, all I got to say is I watched the Queen's video, absolutely love it. The intro with the cat, absolutely perfect. And this is a compliment in every which way possible. When the Smokin' Ape says, if you don't like what he's doing, go watch cat videos, Mark's Queen of the Mountains video is the cat video you want to go watch because that intro was spectacular, Mark.
I watch his videos for the cat.
I'll be honest, Dee shows up because she wants cat videos, and so her requirement for activating is normally that I videotape the cat.
Well, there you go.
That's pretty good.
And she's a woman of discerning taste.
There you go. Very cool. Well, Mark, have a lot of fun. Sorry I couldn't be out there. I wanted to attend, but I got a kid to pack off for scout camp, so appreciate you. Thanks for all the effort you're doing for Field Day. I'm super excited. It's going to be a great weekend next weekend, so thanks for that.
Oh, man, thanks so much for the opportunity to jump in here, Josh, and I'm really looking forward to partying with you. 73s, guys, there's a dish calling my name.
All right. See you, man. Take it easy. Very good. All right. I think we got through the list then there. Right, Frank?
We're good now.
Good. All right, I'm going to take last call, open to all questions, Field Day or otherwise, doesn't matter. YouTube, here on Discord, you name it, go for it. Come now, because I only got a couple in me. Let's go. Otherwise, you guys just hang out. You guys talk. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
I'm here.
Yeah. First timer, go ahead.
What is ham radio?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Mike.
Have a good night, buddy.
Well, for the newcomer,
YouTube.
go to my channel, and then there's a playlist called "If You're New to Radio, Click Here," or start here. Those are all newcomer-friendly videos. The whole list. Find something you like, start watching there. There's no syllabus. You find what you like, and you keep doing what you like, and you expand over time. Okay, Frank, what is a good question? Go for it.
Mike in the YouTube chat, starting to study for my ham. What can I purchase to start learning and listening? Gordon West books, and go search for an online the Kiwi SDRs like what Josh was using during the main live. You can learn to listen there very quickly and very easily. Those are my top 2 suggestions.
Yeah, so Gordon West test prep books. I have a video series on Technician. You can go buy an SDR. They cost like very little dollars, like $35 to get an SDR. Buy yourself a $17 Baofeng. Program that thing up and have it ready. And then, yeah, Kiwi SDR too. And then use that for practicing. But I do think setting up an antenna is a very important thing to do. So having an SDR that you set up just a long wire antenna is an incredibly valuable thing to go through that whole process. So start there. Cool.
And join the HRCC Discord. There's a bunch of helpful guys in here.
Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Okay, I will be live next weekend, but we will be at the campsite. And literally, Ben is coming in at the perfect time because we're wrapping up. Ben is you just wanted to say hi and bye. You're going to be gone for the whole week. What? Okay. Do you remember all the merit badges you're going to try and take?
I'm taking camping. I'm taking cooking. I'm taking wilderness survival.
A little louder.
I'm taking
Right there.
disabilities awareness. That's all I remember, but there are definitely more.
Photography.
Yeah.
What else?
I told you that's all I remember.
Okay. He's taking way too many or attempting to take way too many merit badges. More than I ever done at a summer camp. My max was 8.
Reptiles and amphibians.
Reptiles and amphibians. He literally has 2 frogs that he's been caretaking of. My most was 8. I ever only achieved 8 merit badges at summer camp. So you have my record to beat. Okay. Good luck, everybody's saying. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
Also, where can I get a day pack? Do you have a day pack that I can use?
Yeah, I got a day
Like
pack.
small thing?
Yeah, I got a day pack. I got one. I'll get it. Okay, I got to go help him pack the rest of the essentials because no one as prepared as I am in this house. It doesn't matter what Leia says about her preparedness corner on the podcast. What? Nobody's more prepared than me in this house. Are you kidding me? I am the most prepared. Uh-oh. Is it almost done, Mark? Or are you?
No, we're only at 70%.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you once it's done.
All right, send it to me when it's done.
If I give up, it could error out too. Who knows?
So. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Please go to Field Day. It is linked in the video description. I think it is anyway. If it's not, I'll update that immediately after. Go to Field Day. I want to hear your reports after Field Day. So when we're live 2 weeks from now, join us on the after chat and let's talk about Field Day. Why are you shutting off my radios? All right, 73, everybody on Discord. See ya.
Yeah, you're going to have to link it. Later, Josh.
All right, thank you. All right, I will go off and link it. My kid is shutting off my radios because he apparently wants my help. So I'm going to say 73 to everybody and see ya. I'm literally dropping the link right now, okay? But enjoy the memes. 73. And you copy the link. Where is the link? Okay, I have the link. It's for the rules. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, now I got it. Yeah, we're still live. I'm literally just live streaming me. ARRL Field Day. All right, everybody. See ya. Have fun this weekend. Go do some poetry.